The winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf is Lady Eli. And we're joined now by, on the left, winning trainer Chad Brown. This is his third Breeders' Cup win, the second in this race. And in the middle, we have Jay Hanley, co-owner, and on the right, co-owner Saul Cumin. So congratulations to you all. Chad, let's start with you and get your impressions of the running of the race.
Well, I thought she worked out a beautiful trip. I was just concerned slightly down the backside. Maybe Irad would get trapped on the inside. We had so much horse. Just a matter of just finding some room, and when he did, she was gone. She ran just like she trained.
And the way she cut the corner, too, really helped. That was quite a ride.
She's ahead of her time, this horse. She's trained like a 3-year-old all summer, like a horse that's run 20 times already. And she has that much talent. I'm just so proud of her that she got to show everyone on the big stage.
Gentlemen, your impressions of the race. Tell us what it was like to win a Breeders' Cup race. How'd you see it today?
I mean, I think the race spoke for itself. I think Chad called it. It looked like she might have been boxing a little bit in the backside, but Irad, yeah, it's our man right here, yeah, baby. He found a pocket on the inside and he cut that corner really sharp. And you know, at that point, he just had the best horse, I think. And let me just say, I want to give thanks to Chad and his staff and Chad's family. Taryn's here, so thank you, Taryn, for supporting Chad. How much these guys give up to make horses like this come here is unbelievable. So, you know, what I want to say is thank you, Chad Brown. Thank you, Chad Brown's family. And great thanks to all of his assistants at the barn, everybody who's touched this horse from day one. And that would include the breeders. Obviously, we're at the Breeders' Cup, right up through Pete Bradley, who found her at the yearling sale. These are the people that really make it happen. We don't really know what's going on. We're just happy to be here.
We're faking it well, though, right? We look good.
We're doing what we can. But I want to thank.
Well, we'll find out. I haven't asked you a question.
Don't ask me anything hard. It's supposed to be a happy day.
Guys. I mean, she's a great horse. We were lucky to have her. We're very blessed to have her, and we're so happy to have Chad conditioning her.
Excellent. Well, we'll get back to the backstory on Lady Eli, but Irad, I want you to describe the trip for us, if you would.
Well, from the start, my filly break sharp breaking, put me in a good position from the first part of the race. I just follow what the trainer told me, throws on her. She's the best filly maybe on the race. Just riding with confidence, and I just waiting, and past the 3 pole, I got a lot of horse. I know, I have to wait a little bit, but the whole, space was there, and I going for it. I call it a little early, but I believe in Chad. He told me she's a nice filly, so I call it early, and she take off, and she don't give up. She just keep going.
Jay, this horse was purchased for $160,000.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Maybe now you can tell us more about what attracted you to her in the first place, or to whoever picked her out of the sale.
Yeah, I mean, there were a team of us basically picking her out, and it was a combination. It was a 2-year-old sale, so it was a combination of her physical and also her breeze. Yeah, I mean, a couple guys, including Pete Bradley, who kind of had her, said she's a really good horse. A few people I trust took a look at her breeze, took a look at her physical, and we just said, let's give it a shot.
Now, I read a really interesting story about how you came to be a horse owner and how you got interested in racing. So would you mind sharing that for those that haven't heard that before?
Well, I mean, very, very quickly, my grandfather, my father who's behind you, and my mother were all into horse racing, just from a fan perspective. They lived in Saratoga, or my grandfather lived in a little town called Fort Edward, near Saratoga. I used to go to the track as a kid at Saratoga, and basically from there I've always been sort of obsessed, always wanted to kind of give back to my father and my mother. My mother passed away a few years ago, and we really wanted to give her a gift, and so I bought a little horse. I had actually built a house for Saul in Nantucket. I'm a home builder. He was a client of mine. He asked what was going on with the horses, and it's all gone very well from there. So. And
that was on Sheep Pond Road.
Yeah, Sheep Pond Road. Thus Sheep Pond. His house is on Sheep Pond Road. Thus Sheep Pond Partners.
And brought us all
and
together.
So that's a very quick way to kind of explain that.
Yeah, could you tell us who the horse is named after?
Yeah, it's named after my wife. So my wife's name is Elizabeth. Her initials before we got married were Eli. So her nickname growing up was Eli. So we named it Lady Eli after my wife. And she's standing back there and looking beautiful as always. Just had our 10-year wedding anniversary, and very happy day for all of us.
Congratulations on that. Now, Chad, real quick, you had 4 starters in there. Could you tell us real quickly what you saw from the other 3 fillies?
I'm really going to have to go back and look at the replay and talk to the jocks again this evening and go over them all. But right now, just have to get them back to the barn and look them over.
Did you saddle all 4 of them in the paddock?
I saddled 3 of the 4, and luckily I have great help. One of my assistants got the last one, so it all worked out.
Do we have questions in the room? The question is, do you want some champagne?
The answer is yes.
Sure. I'm done working today.
Yeah, you want to ask something?
Oh, okay.
Who else?
Oh, yeah. Pick one more.
Irad, you said you called on her a little bit early. Was that maybe going into the turn? It looked like if there was any anxious moments, it was maybe get boxed in a little bit. Did you kind of use her a little bit to make sure that didn't happen?
Yes, I have to call him a little more early because the space was there. The horse going in front of me. I thought he gonna stay on the rear, so I have to wait. I know I have nowhere to go, but as soon I see he drift out a little bit, was a little early for me because I wanna wait a little more. But I have to go in for it because after that maybe somebody come from. I got 3 horses in outside of me. Maybe they got a little more horse. The horse going in front and they're gonna close the space for me. So I feel like that's the moment. I'm waiting a lot. All the race, my filly let me know that I got a lot of horse. So I wait a lot. I say, let's go a little bit, a little more early. I got filly and thank God that work out for us.
Chad, you talked at length about how hard it is to win Breeders' Cup races. Last year you had 12 starters. This year you have 11. Can you just talk a little bit about how hard it is in your mind to win races like this?
It's incredibly difficult. You have to have a lot of things go right. First and foremost, you have to have the horse. And like we spoke about, there's so many different ways to obtain them, and it's difficult to get your hands on the best ones. And to do that, you have to have great clients like these gentlemen and great staff behind you. And, on a side note with that, to have 2 young guys like this getting in the game, Jay's been in a little bit longer, Sal's in now, and before we even ran Lady Eli, he's committed to other things we're doing and put some people together. And I think this is what we need on big days is guys like this having success and bringing more young people into the game. So I couldn't be more happy with the ownership that got this win today. And it's an important part to the whole process, having the clients that are willing to, have the ups and downs and ride along with you, waiting for a horse like Lady Eli. So I'm happy it worked out.
Chad, do you have any thoughts about running her on the dirt at all, or will she stay on the turf?
She'll stay on the turf. We trained her early on at Saratoga. She was training okay on the dirt, but like I told some of the reporters already, the first time I breezed this horse on the turf, she really took my breath away. And I've had some good turf horses, but what I saw that day at Oklahoma on the turf course was amazing off one work. And I told these guys, I think we got a pretty good one here.
He said more than that.
Yeah.
He said
He said this horse will win the Breeders' Cup, is what he said.
He did say that. No joke.
Irad, what does this win mean to you, and how does this rank in your young career?
Well, it's unbelievable feeling. I feel great, and thanks him and the owners that happened today, and thanks God. That's all I can say.
We love Irad. Just so you know,
Yeah,
we love
can I just
Irad.
quickly say thank you to Irad. He has such soft hands, and he's so good with the horse, especially when they don't want to necessarily do it. He's wanting them to do it. Just that's to my, amateur eye. It's just such a beautiful thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
He's the man.
We do have one more.
This is for Chad Brown.
Sure.
You were thinking in terms of keeping a horse at your base as long as he could, and then ship them for the big races. Is that a general philosophy, or are you ready to make exceptions?
That's a good question. It's a general philosophy. When I worked for Frankel, that was always the way he did it. He liked coming in close to the race and training out of his own base, wherever that was. A lot of it was out here in California when I worked for him. So I've tried to maintain the same system as long as it's working, and we've had a lot of success doing it this way. So, the exceptions would be if you go into a track, particularly a dirt track, that it was really necessary to get a work over the track. That'd be the only reason I think I would go in early, but I like training my home base at Belmont.
Gentlemen, thanks for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you guys very much.